Well, the cabinet may have one other subject to discuss, and that is Kenya's relationship with the International Criminal Court. On Saturday, President Kenyatta was categorical that no other Kenyan will appear before the ICC, and yet there were warrants of arrest for 3 Kenyans even as we speak. So what does that mean for Kenya?
Hakuna mtu mwingine sisi tutaruhusu apelekwe pahali popote. Kama kuna sheria, tuko na makoti yetu hapa.
An outburst which has now triggered a second round of a bitter standoff between the Kenyan government and the Hague-based International Criminal Court, barely days after prosecutor Fatou Bensouda made a fresh call to the government to extradite 3 Kenyans accused of interfering with ICC prosecution witnesses during the flopped trial against the Ocampo 6, a standoff which many analysts now argue has serious legal and diplomatic ramifications for the country whose top leadership has already fronted fresh calls to pull out of the ICC.
Mambo ya ICC na mambo ya Hague, hiyo imefungwa permanently. Haitafunguliwa tena.
The danger is, assuming these people go before the ICC and they are convicted for witness interference, it then revives the 2 cases which have collapsed, being that in fact they collapsed because the court has now made a determination that there was interference. Now that leaves a very big indictment on parts of the president because it unearths certain truth that, you see, you wouldn't have gone scot-free because you use these people for interference.
It is not about the president or the deputy being in a confrontation with ICC. It's about them preempting any potential that these cases can be revisited. Because for Bensouda, her last line of entry into the Kenyan situation, in my assessment, is the fact that is the 3 witnesses.
Article 112, subsection 2 of the Rome Statute, which is the founding treaty of the ICC, allows the court to file complaints against non-compliant states before the Assembly of State Parties or the United Nations Security Council, in which case the UN can impose sanctions on the non-compliant states. Both the Assembly and the UN Security Council have been reluctant to impose sanctions on such countries as Sudan, Chad, Djibouti, Malawi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, all of which have in the past been reported for non-compliance. But analysts argue that the ICC may be reluctant to take the Assembly and the UN Security Council route on Kenya, as the country already has the backing of the African continent, which also wants the ICC arrest warrants against the 3 Kenyans dropped.
Whether we like it or not, the potential of ICC has scared off warmongers. We'll be building ourselves an image of a country that is sliding back to despotism and impunity.
ICC, we are giving you a window. Talk to Kenya, negotiate with Kenya, and you are going to survive. But if you don't negotiate with Kenya, I can assure you, once that motion comes to Parliament, we are going to pass it.
If ICC drops its pursuit of the 3 suspects for Kenya, the clarion call to pull out of ICC will die out.
Sisi hiyo chapter tumeifunga. Sisi hakuna pahali pengine tunaenda. Mimi sitaki kuona Mkenya mwingine akitembea ile barabara sisi tumetembea.
Now the president and his deputy might be technically free from the ICC, but analysts argue that the latest standoff between the government and the Hague-based court might have serious legal and diplomatic implications on the country in the future. Muremi Mwangi, KTN News, in Nairobi.